Namaste. Welcome to Visaal Career Guide. Today we have Mr. Raghav with us, who's going to talk to us about his Air Force career and how did he decide to get into it. Namaste, sir. Welcome.
Namaste. Thank you so much, Neha.
So, sir, before we get into the Air Force career, what has been your educational background?
I did MA in education English, and then I did MPhil, but this is during Air Force. While joining
Okay.
Air Force, I was +2, 12th.
Okay. So, how did you decide to get into Air Force?
Okay. See, during my days, that is around 1980, the government jobs were scarce, and defense job was considered to be the best one, number one.
Right.
Number two, if I can say, as of now, in 2022, from 1980 onwards, I
Mm-hmm.
still feel and trust that there are two services which are the best in India. One is the primary school teacher, the second one is defense.
Okay.
From defense, I feel Air Force is the best within defense.
Okay, so sir, when we talk about defense or any armed forces, army is the first one that comes to everybody's mind.
True.
So why, Air Force and not army?
See, as of now, even army is little educated branch. Army is very big, huge. Air Force is
Right,
small. Navy is still smaller. So those
right.
days, Air Force used to be considered as educated defense service. Defense service where education was also required. Those days when Army used to take class 8th or 10th, Air Force
Mm-hmm.
used to take class 12th, and it's a little civilized kind of defense sector.
Okay. So sir, which branch of Air Force were you working in?
I was in admin, which is called admin and accounts nowadays. So admin
Okay.
services.
So what made you decide to, take up admin in Air Force?
Okay. So for our listeners and for you, see, we can get into uh, two ways. One is if you have got science stream in your 10th and 12th, you can get into technical. I
Okay.
had only humanities in my 10th and 12th, and hence I was eligible only for non-technical trades. So there were
Okay.
three, four. This was one of them.
So if I can ask, what are those three, four segments, sir?
Yeah. See, we had technical. This is we are talking about a non-officer rank, which is called personal below officers rank, PBOR, or
Okay.
other ranks, which we call.
Mm-hmm.
Here, we can get into technical. For technical, you need
Okay.
to have science and math in your 10th and 12th. For
Okay.
non-technical, you can have arts, you can have commerce, you can have anything. There is no need of having commerce for getting into admin and science in other ranks in Air Force. There
Okay.
are a couple of other trades which are called MT drivers and musicians. Those trades are
Mhm.
still a little lower end, where still humanities or commerce would do.
Okay. So, sir, when you, joined this branch, what are the other ways of entering Air Force?
That is for other ranks, this is the only way. That is, you do
Mhm.
12th and you can get into, if you are science stream, you can get into, you can opt technical or you can also opt non-technical. But if you are
Mhm.
humanities or commerce, you can get into non-technical ways. This is the only way
And
for other ranks.
okay. And what is the career progression like?
Okay. Career progression is opposite to what generally people think, that no, you do 12th and get into Air Force or Army, and then there is nothing else as far as career is concerned. Huge
Mhm.
career is there. Huge career is there. If you do
Okay.
complete service as of now, we are eligible to work up to 57 years of age.
Okay.
7 years of age from the day of you enter into defense. So when we talk about Air Force, we have ranks like AC, LAC, corporal, sergeant, junior warrant officer, and master warrant officer, which are
Okay.
equivalent to Sipai, Lance Nayak, Nayak, Havaldar, Naib Subedar, Subedar, and Subedar Major of Army. And once
Okay.
you are in the last year of service, you also get honorary rank. If you
Hmm.
are good, if you have been good during your service, you can get into honorary flying officer and honorary flight lieutenant. So their
Okay.
career stops. Big career is there.
Okay. So, for this progression, are there any tests or various kinds of exams that you need to clear, or it depends on just the work that you're doing?
Yeah, that's a beautiful question. This is again unlike our civilian counterparts. Most of us we feel that no, everything is no like that there. No, you need to be having good assessment during
Hmm.
those years, and also you need to pass service exams. For every
Okay.
promotion there are service exams, written exams.
Okay.
So you need to do
And
both. You need to pass the examination and you need to be good the assessment wise.
okay. And sir, so people who get into Air Force and decide to take voluntary retirement after 10 years or 15 years of service, what are the kind of job options available for them?
Okay. Now your question says 10 years or 15 years. See,
Right.
pensionable service still remains 15 years in defense services, though
Okay.
the initial engagement which we say, which is what we sign for, is 20 years. So one
Okay.
is that you can leave after 20 years without asking for extending your services.
Okay.
Second is you can keep asking, and if your this one assessment is good, you will keep getting extensions and you can serve up to 57. That is one side. Now to
Okay.
come to your questions, second portion is, what if I leave after 15, or let us say 20, which is a 15 is a pensionable service.
Okay.
There are two things which I have seen, because I have done that. I come from that variety, that I left
Mhm.
service after 16 years of service. Huge requirements are there for defense trained individuals in complete industry, including IT. When I
Okay.
left Air Force and I joined marketing, I found every big company systems or admin heads were from defense. The only thing,
Okay.
the only little point here to tell people who are listening is that, see, though the entry point qualification is 12th or intermediate,
Right.
whatever we call, during
Hmm.
service we get lot of opportunities to extend your education qualifications. You can do, nowadays, our days we were able to do only humanities, nowadays we can do also technical qualifications. So I would
Okay.
advise everybody that one must keep doing studies. The least one can do is humanities graduation, BA, BCom, and something like MBA, MPM, DPM, something like that. So if you
Okay.
complete those qualifications, there is huge requirement of such disciplined manpower along with the requisite education qualification.
Okay. And sir, as you said, there is a huge requirement. In terms of positions, what kind of positions after 15 years, you've already worked 15 years.
Yeah.
What is the level at which, people can expect jobs? Would it be, at the starting of the, corporate ladder? Or is there, manager, senior manager kind of roles available?
All level of jobs are available. I will give you my example itself. I did MA MPhil before leaving Air Force. So my
Hmm.
interview, which was in 1997, I still remember, the guy just threw his car key bunch and asked me, "Tell me 5 usages of this key bunch." This
Okay.
this was the focal question. I answered 5 points, and then he said, "When can you join?" So As far as the level or positioning of joining or entering is concerned, it would base on your educational qualification. So if you have
Okay.
done something, let us say MBA in marketing, you can get into marketing. If you have done MBA in administration or some corporate or something like that, then you can get there. But you can enter mid-level. You don't need to
Okay.
start as a fresher at all. I mean, they would not take you as a fresher. They would take you at
Okay.
least mid-level leadership.
So, sir, through your career of Air Force, what is the kind of hardships that are, that a fresher can expect? Anybody who's thinking of joining Air Force, are there hardships or is life easy, working with Air Force?
Neha, this is a beautiful question. Let me answer two ways. Uh, One is there is no good job, there is no good life without hardship. That's what I feel. One.
Okay.
Two, defense, serving in defense is difficult. Serving in defense is really difficult. The
Mhm.
first thing which comes is you have to have your mind related to service to your country. If you don't
Right.
have that in your mind that I want to serve my country, it would be very difficult, and I don't think you would be able to continue for long. That is one point.
Okay.
The second point, there are a lot of privileges and a lot of enjoyments, funds, and the career growth and things like that. Along with that, there is one more point, is
Hmm.
which is related to first point, that you should have mind that I would serve my country, is that one, you get transfers. 3.5,
Right.
4 years, you get transfer. Now, the transfer, number two point of transfer, can happen as something like you are in Bangalore or Hyderabad and you get posted to some really tough place. Either it's on hilly terrains, Leh, Ladakh, Udhampur, twice or something like that, or it's
Right.
really field area where the situation is very tight. Let us say Northeast or West
Okay.
Bengal or things like that. So
Hmm.
there are only these two things. One is that you get frequent transfer, which would mean that you can be in field and you can be in peace areas. So you have to
Okay.
have that mindset that there is no problem. Anyway, wherever you go, the following things you will get. That is accommodation you will get, the office you will get, the center school you will get, post office you will get, bank you will get. All these things would
Okay.
be there wherever you get posting.
Right. Okay, so like Army, even Air Force has peace area postings
Yes,
and
yes.
hardship postings,
Yeah.
and
Sorry.
irrespective of the branch that you're working in, you will be transferred, or are there any branches which stay at one particular place only?
No. If you are in uniform, you are transferable. So all
Okay,
branches, all trades would be transferred. That is one. And everywhere, every branch would be there. If you compare with Army, Air Force has got very less number of places which are called either high altitude units or deserted units, very less. Whereas Army has at least 50% of their units are like that.
okay. So, sir, people who are planning to, or thinking of getting into Air Force, what is that, one tip that you would like to give them for them to be successful in, Air Force?
Yeah, this one tip I would say in 1A, 1B, A and B. So one
Okay.
is that they need to come out of comfort zone. There is hardly
Okay.
anything which we can get which is sizable being in comfort zone. That is one. Second thing, you must have no mindset of that I would serve my country. Believe me, you would get nice salary, nice perks, nice pension. After retirement, you get a lot of benefits of canteen, medical,
Mhm.
the concession in airfares, and things like that. So many concessions and privileges are there that if you want to write down, it will need 1 or 2 pages, even after retiring.
Okay.
Apart from
Okay.
getting good job, real good job in civil.
Okay. Thank you so much, sir, for sharing your experience
Welcome.
and the process of, how to be able to make a successful career in Air Force. Thank you so much.
Welcome, Neha. Thank you so much. Wishing our candidates, our listeners, all the best in their life. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Thank you. Jai Hind, sir.
That was Mr. Raghav sharing with us his Air Force journey and how he joined after plus 2, which is your 12th standard, and he did his 12th in humanities and could still join Air Force. It kind of breaks the myth that you need to be an engineer, you need to have a science background or a technical background to be part of any of the branches in Air Force. Yes, the life is difficult, but there are privileges. And I think what we've seen with Air Force and earlier with the Commodore Praveen Singh retired's interview is that there are a lot of opportunities for your own personal growth, for your own learning as well. So while you're serving the country, you're giving your precious years to serving the country, do ensure that you invest in increasing your learning and your growth as well. If you have any more questions that you want to ask about anything related to non officer cadres, do write to us in the comments below and we'll get back to you. Also, do like, share, and subscribe the channel. Thank you.